The entitled rich kid who learned that money can't buy respect. You know, I've worked a lot of retail jobs in my life, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the sheer audacity I witnessed last Saturday at the local shoe boutique. So, I'm working the floor, right? It's a busy morning, and this teenager, couldn't have been more than 17, struts in like he owns the place. He's wearing head-to-toe designer gear, and his mom is trailing behind him, looking like she'd rather be literally anywhere else. The kid marches straight up to the display wall, points at the last pair of limited edition retro sneakers, and barks, "I need these in an 11, now." I gave him my best customer service smile and said, "I am so sorry, man, but those are actually on hold for a customer who pre-ordered them weeks ago. They're the last pair in the state." The kid didn't even blink. He just laughed. This loud, obnoxious sound that made everyone in the store turn around. "Do you know who my dad is?" he asked. "My dad literally owns the firm that handles your corporate accounts. I don't care about a pre-order. I have cash. Real cash." Then, he pulls out this massive roll of $100 bills and starts fanning himself with it. "Look at this," he sneers. "This roll is worth more than your car, probably. Just give me the shoes and take an extra 100 for yourself." I told him again, as firmly as I could, that I couldn't do that. It's about being fair to the people who waited in line. That's when things got ugly. He looks over and sees this young guy, maybe 19 or 20, sitting on the bench. This guy is wearing a worn-out hoodie and has a small pile of crumpled $5 and $10 bills next to him. He's clearly been saving up for months just to afford a basic pair of running shoes. The rich kid walks over, looks down his nose and says, "Hey, look at this loser. Hey, buddy, you counting your lunch money? You're in the wrong store. The thrift shop is 3 blocks down." The guy on the bench just looked down, ears turning bright red. He didn't say a word. He just kept smoothing out his crumpled $5 bills. The rich kid turns back to me fuming. "This is a joke. I'm a premium customer. My dad is going to call your manager and have you back in the unemployment line by Monday morning." He starts pacing, kicking the shoeboxes on the floor, making a huge scene. His mom is whispering, "Honey, please, let's just go." But he shoves her hand away. "No, Mom, this peasant needs to learn how the world works." He storms back over to the quiet guy on the bench, and before I can react, he kicks the guy's pile of savings. $5 bills and singles go flying everywhere, under the racks, behind the counter. "Pick it up, poor boy," the kid mocks. "Maybe if you're lucky, you'll find a penny on the floor to help you out." The quiet guy starts scrambling on the floor, trying to get his money before it gets stepped on. He looked like he wanted to disappear. That was my breaking point. I walked over, helped the guy up, and handed him the remaining bills I'd gathered. Then, I turned to the rich kid, who was standing there with this smug, punchable grin. "You're right," I said. "Money talks, and mine is telling me to make a choice." I walked back to the counter, grabbed the limited edition retro box, and set it down in front of the quiet guy. "Listen," I said loud enough for the whole store to hear. "The guy who pre-ordered these just called 5 minutes ago to cancel because he found them elsewhere. Since you were the next person in line, and since you've clearly worked hard for every cent in your hand, these are yours, on the house. We're calling it a good human discount." The rich kid's jaw literally dropped. He started screaming about discrimination and lawsuits, but I just pointed to the door. "You're banned, man. Take your real cash and your bad attitude somewhere else." As he stormed out, nearly tripping over his own designer laces, the whole store actually started clapping. It just goes to show, you might have a fat wallet, but if your soul is broke, you're the poorest person in the room.